New year, new phone. If you're on a budget but want something that isn't in the cheap and cheerful category, then this guide is for you. This is SoyaCincau's best smartphones under 2,000 ringgit. The Xiaomi 12 Lite is the first smartphone on our list. This device is powered by a Snapdragon 778G processor with 8GB of RAM and 2 storage configurations. For 1,699 ringgit, you can get the variant with 128GB of storage, while 1,899 ringgit will net you 256GB of internal storage. Up front, you'll find a 6.55-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display with a refresh rate of 120Hz and a touch sampling rate of 240Hz. There's also a 32-megapixel selfie shooter tucked into a tiny punch hole at the top of the screen. Keeping the lights on is a relatively small 4,300 mAh battery, but it has support for 67-watt fast charging via USB-C. Other goodies include a pair of stereo speakers and an in-display fingerprint scanner, as well as support for NFC, 5G and Wi-Fi 6. Honor's new smartphone, the Honor 70, is next up on the list with a Snapdragon 778G Plus processor at its core. There is only one memory configuration that is available, and that has 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage for 1,999 ringgit. Its key feature is the camera, as this smartphone sports a 54-megapixel Sony IMX800 sensor with an f1.9 aperture lens. Besides that, there's also a 50-megapixel ultra-wide camera and a 2-megapixel depth sensor. In the front, you'll find a 6.67-inch OLED curved display with a Full HD Plus resolution and a 120Hz refresh rate. You'll also find a 32-megapixel camera in the tiny punch hole at the top. Keeping this whole phone powered is a 4,800 mAh battery with support for 66-watt fast wired charging. Now, at retail, the Poco F4 GT is a little bit over the budget, starting at 2,299 ringgit. However, this smartphone is often on sale for less than 2,000 ringgit, so we thought it was worth a shout. At its core, you'll find a flagship-class Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor, which is still really capable even today. Two memory configurations are available with either 8GB or 12GB of RAM and 128 or 256GB of internal storage. Either for below 2,000 ringgit would be a good deal. There is a 6.67-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display that pushes a refresh rate of 120Hz and a touch sampling rate of 480Hz. You will also get a 20-megapixel selfie camera at the top of the screen. Since this is a gaming-centric smartphone, it even features magnetic pop-up triggers that act as shoulder buttons when you game. It is also powered by a 4,700 mAh battery with support for 120-watt fast charging via USB-C. For photography, you're looking at a 64-megapixel main camera, an 8-megapixel ultra-wide camera, and a 2-megapixel macro shooter. Continuing the trend of phones that are slightly over budget at retail but are often on sale for less, we have the Samsung Galaxy A73. This smartphone retails for 2,099 ringgit and features a Snapdragon 778G processor with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of internal storage. However, it is often on sale for less, so you can definitely keep an eye out for that. It packs a 6.7-inch Full HD Plus Super AMOLED display with a punch hole at the top that sees a 32-megapixel selfie camera. The screen also features a refresh rate of 120Hz. For photos, the phone features a 108-megapixel quad camera setup where the main shooter is supported by a 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera, a 5-megapixel macro camera, and a 5-megapixel depth sensor. Keeping the lights on is a generous 5,000 mAh battery, but it only supports 25 watt of fast charging via USB-C. Rounding out the list this time is the OnePlus Nord 2T. This smartphone packs a MediaTek Dimensity 1300 upper mid-range processor mated to two different memory configurations. For 1,899 ringgit, you can get this phone with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, while 2,099 ringgit will net you 12GB of RAM and 256GB of internal storage. Up front, this phone features a compact 6.43-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display with a 90Hz refresh rate. What makes this phone popular among its fans, however, is the relatively stock Oxygen OS that's based on Android 12 that you get out of the box. There are three cameras at the back, a 50-megapixel wide camera, an 8-megapixel ultra-wide camera, and a 2-megapixel mono camera. Keeping everything running is a 4,500 mAh battery with support for 80-watt fast charging via USB-C. Apparently, a full charge from 0% takes just 15 minutes. Other goodies include an in-display fingerprint scanner, stereo speakers, NFC support, and Wi-Fi 6. Alright, that's it for for this video, thank you so much for watching. If you want to know more phones suggestions or an updated list, make sure you hit the link in the video description. Did we miss any phones? Let me know in the comment section below too. But that is it for this video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that notification bell icon so that you don't miss any of your future videos. Alright, that's it for this video. Bye.